It's a movie called Spies in Disguise.
Okay. Cross it off the list. I've got a list of
we have a list of things
bullshit
we have to talk about.
So,
now
Griffin goes to me, Ben.
Like, so the trailers started and Griffin's like, okay.
Pay attention.
I said, Ben, pay attention. David wants to talk about this on the episode.
Yeah. I saw this trailer the day it came out.
Now, your original plan was you want to have Ben watch the trailer live while recording so we get the real-time reaction. And I said,
what can you do?
It's ruined, but just watch this and take note of what's going on. And about 60 seconds into the trailer, we're watching a very hip spy, voiced by Will Smith, who I don't believe has any dialogue in the trailer up until that point.
But he's doing cool debonair
things. It feels
things.
like some sub-incredible
like
60s style
exactly.
spy shit. And I went, Ben, you think you're on the same track as this movie, right? And he went, yep. And I went, cool, just pay close attention. And then there's a hard cut to a little pigeon in a oversized tuxedo crumpled on the floor.
Sure.
And Ben turns to me and he says, good. I'd say he laughs like that first, but only for about 2 seconds. And then the laugh clips off abruptly and he turns to me and says, good.
Because you see in Spies in Disguise, the secret agent guy
turns into a pigeon.
Gets turned into a pigeon.
It's the highest concept movie ever. Here's what if...
But like, it's beyond high concept.
What if Will Smith, the world's coolest super spy, gets turned into a pigeon?
Right. But it's not like one of those things where you're like, well, of course, classical literature, Shakespeare, man into pigeon is one of the, one of the archetypes of storytelling.
Follow the logic chain here. You know where this is going. He's a very cool spy. He's got a lot of gadgets. He's very slick and handsome. People like him. Of course, he gets turned into a pigeon.
What is the yin to man's yang? It is pigeon. What's on the other side of this coin?
Well, they try to justify it. They say, what better way to disguise yourself?
They're everywhere. No one pays any attention to them.
Surely,
I mean, I could be a chameleon, I guess.
The thing about this movie is every time its logic is indefatigable. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. And then, of course, I see this trailer, and then I went away for a weekend with David Ehrlich and his wife. Me and my girlfriend went away.
Double hump, right?
And the girls, or at least whatever, we were like, we're going to watch this trailer when we get it. No spoilers.
Yeah.
We watched the trailer. Obviously, it goes over great.
Well, and we were talking about this the other day, how the thing is you could pause this trailer and say to someone, guess what you think happens next? And with the pre-warning of there's a crazy twist.
There's a twist coming, right.
And like infinite number of times, infinite number of universes, no one would guess it.
Right.
But also, you could never overhype it to someone. Like, no one would watch the trailer and go, you know what, I'm sorry. When you told me there was a crazy twist, I just imagined something much crazier. So I was let down by the reveal in the trailer.
Right. You're never going to... Yeah, exactly. But then I'm like, Spies in Disguise. Wait a second. Spies in Disguise.
They're in disguise.
They're in disguise. Spies in Disguise.
They're in
disguise.
I get it.
Yeah.
Disguise. Like
Griffin is pointing
Aloha.
up.
It's about disguise. The tagline is super spy, super fly. The cast, of course, is Will Smith as Special Agent Pigeon.
Lance Sterling, I believe.
Tom Holland plays the tech genius millennial tween who turns him into a pigeon. And the other names here, Rashida Jones, Karen Gillian, and who, of course, do you put in your animated film? Legendary pussy non-eater DJ Khaled.
Legendary annoying influencer who you don't really get why he's so famous. Well, let's make him a movie star too.
The
DJ
definition
Khaled.
of a man where you go, he's not that attractive, but he's probably generous with oral. DJ Khaled. Could you imagine having the confidence of being DJ Khaled and saying, like, I'm not going to do that?
He said it on like a... Isn't it also... I don't even remember.
It's one of the great interviews. It's up there with like Frost Nixon. It's one of the all-time great interviews.
But isn't it where they're just sort of talking? How does it come up?
He volunteers it independently.
No, I know, but like, why is it even up for discussion? I don't remember.
You're saying culturally, why is it even?
No,
what?
Why? It's like the guy doesn't say like, "Do you eat pussy?" Like, I think it's more like they're just talking about sex in some way.
Right, and he's like, by the way, I don't even.
Right? Like, isn't it kind
he's
of
talking about like his wife? I think that's the context and their relationship or something. And then he really grossly says like, "I never do that for her, but I expect that she does that for me."
He's talking about that. He's saying like, you got to keep it up in the marriage. You got to keep things exciting. You can't just let the fact that you've been together for a while, get complacent. I let her know, like, she has to keep doing that. And they were like, and you probably do the same, right? And he's like, absolutely not.
I remember the DJ is just sort of like,
What?
Come on, man.
Come on.
You got it. What are you talking about? By
the way, this was not on the list of topics we were planning to discuss today.
But, we have a long list.
But his explanation, and this is very sound logic, and you can't argue with it, is no, but I'm the king.
I fucking hate
You have to understand
guy.
I'm the king of the house.
Who fucking...
And the host says, but she's the queen, and he went, no, but it's different. I'm not going to do that.
Anyway.
I'm not going to do that.
Spies in disguise.
I'm not going to
They're in disguise.
Okay, so here's what I want to tell you about Spies in Disguise. Because your mind was blown by this trailer, and you were like, how do they fucking get to this concept, right? There was a man.
I'm waiting. I'm listening.
Works in the entertainment industry, works in animation, works in video games, self-produced his own animated short film.
Okay. It has a name, right? It's like Operation Pigeon or something.
Correct. I believe it's called Pigeon Impossible. Okay?
They definitely upgraded with Spies in Disguise.
Fox and Blue Sky.
You are correct. It's called Pigeon Impossible.
I've watched the short. I did my research for this, okay?
Okay.
Fox buys this short for a ton of money and then hires other people to write and direct a movie. This movie's been in development for a while. So it's one of those...
so Fox sees this and is like, I don't even care about this piece of shit. We just need Spy turns into Pigeon. We need this so desperately.
David, you're half right and half wrong because I'm saving the reveal of what happens in the short, okay? But Fox sees a thing made by an outside independent animator and they go, we will pay you millions of dollars to have the rights to this short. We don't want you making a feature film adaptation. Right. We're going to hire other people to do it. This concept is so money. We fucking need this. Working through different iterations, different teams. They finally a year ago announced Will Smith. The film is now called Spies in Disguise. Here's the premise. He's the world's sleekest super spy and his assistant is a tech kid.
Okay.
And you go, what based off a short called Pigeon Impossible? What does this have to do with anything?
Okay.
And all the times they were talking about the movie, they were like, it's just a comedy about a very cool spy and an odd couple pairing with a weird tech kid.
Right.
So I went and watched this trailer, the original, before the trailer was released, I went and watched the original short film. Here's the premise of the short film. There is a cool spy
guy, Walter Beckett or whatever.
He's got a briefcase.
Cool.
That is the briefcase that like activates the nuclear codes.
Yeah.
And launches all the missiles to blow up the world or whatever, right?
There's a pigeon. He's
sitting on a bench with it. There's a pigeon who's trying to eat a bagel. Through a weird series of circumstances, no dialogue in this short.
Pigeon gets stuck in the case.
And the entire short is a pigeon is stuck in a case. He activates the red button. And the spy is trying to free the pigeon and stop the missile from blowing everything up.
Okay.
Fox sees this, goes, we need to make a movie out of this.
Right.
But immediately realizes what's the premise.
Right.
But they've already spent so much money for this concept that they have to work the pigeon into it somehow. So the premise becomes the spy is the pigeon. Because what they bought was
Griffin, what you're describing is good business strategy.
Yes.
Where it's sort of like, I don't know, whatever idiot made the initial acquisition.
Someone runs into Fox, breathless, goes, I've just seen the most incredible short in my life. A pigeon gets caught in a suitcase. I offered him $6 million.
Right.
We got to do this.
And they're like, what?
How do you make it
and
2 hours long?
They watch it and they're like, this isn't a movie. And the guy's like, yeah, maybe you're right. Wait, maybe. Why did I pay $6 million?
But the check has already been deposited. Right. They can't at this point just make a comedy about spies because then what did you spend the money on?
So then they assemble like Steven Zalian, like Jenny Lumet, right? Like, you know, they call in all these ringers and they're like, someone walks, like Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Glen Ross walks in and writes on the whiteboard like, spy plus pigeon.
Yes.
You gotta figure this out.
That's the equation.
That's all. We need these two elements.
Correct.
Put it together.
Correct.
I don't know what else. I'm sorry, but like this is something you have a week.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, it's great.
So that's how you get to that movie is, I don't know, I guess the spy turns into a pigeon because we spent money on a spy and a pigeon and we need them both to be in the same movie.
Right.
That having been said, if that Will Smith pigeon spy ends up in a suitcase in the movie, I will lose my shit. If they've actually worked in that set piece, I will lose my shit. I will cheer. I will stand a legend. That is Spies in Disguise.
Stand a legend.